And there we are. All for the comments on, haven't we? There we are. We're here. We're live. Ta-da. Well, we hope we are. Let's have a look. Make sure. Let's just check because, technology.
And all that.
Oh, yeah, there we are. There we are. If you are watching, do please pop a hello in the comments.
We
can see. We can see.
Oh, there's 3. Hello.
Hi, Gemma. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Freya.
Hello.
Hoofing down dinner. That's Cos and Jason. Don't give yourself indigestion. Hi, Kerry.
Hi, Rhea.
Hoofing down dinner.
Right, let me move the phone so that I can see the names, because Facebook, just to be useful, doesn't show the names.
Yeah, Maria's come up, though. She's on YouTube.
She's on YouTube, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, there we go. I can see them all now. Yes, so if you are there, do say hello. We'll
Hi,
Xenia.
Good evening, Xenia. Looking forward to this. Yeah, it'll either be a wondrous success or it'll be an abject failure. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it goes.
We'll have fun.
Yeah, it'll be a laugh. Hi, Eva. Here as long as the battery on my phone lasts. Oh, no. Good evening, Humphrey. Hi, Carol from across the pond. Because you have great faith in us. I'm also wondering why the comments aren't coming up on the thing there. Why aren't they coming up on there?
Where are they not coming up?
On my right hand side of the screen.
Oh, I've got them.
StreamYard, it's not coming up. Oh, technology. Look, we're not even talking about the Fae this evening. Come on. It's spirit, isn't it? We're dealing with spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, look, come on. Play nice. Play nice. Hi, Sherry. There we are. All of a sudden, see, if you're nice. Cos says, Heather is looking particularly witchy today. He's looking naughty because that's a not normal state, really. Maria, I can't see any chat, but you're all on the big screen. I'm not sure if the chat appears when you're on YouTube. Do you see the Facebook comments? I don't think it does. I don't know how it works. It's all very complicated. But we can see you, Maria, and you can see us. So that's all good. Right, so we'll give it a minute and then we'll give it a go. Thank you all for joining us. This is a bonkers idea that we came up with.
Time to time.
Eva, every time Rachel mentioned spirit and electrify in yesterday's chat, my video would glitch. Yeah, it's spirit are going to be good to us today, aren't you? Yeah, you are, because it would be very helpful. We would really appreciate it. Maria, yes, it's on Facebook. It's in the student Facebook group, in the student-only Facebook group. Hi, Kath. Kath love bonkers. Good, because that's us really summed up in a word, isn't it? So we had this idea, when we get together, when we've been away to things or we've been sitting, chatting, we get our divination tools out and we do readings for each other or just general readings for Kitchen Witch as a whole. And we had this bonkers idea that perhaps it would work with the 4 of us all lending our energies and our wisdom. I use that word loosely, obviously, to do readings for other people. So we thought, who shall we use as victims? And we thought, let's use our lovely students. So we're going to attempt something we've never attempted before without the aid of a safety net or even a hairnet. We'll see
Or
now.
hair extensions.
Or hair extensions, yes. You have to watch my chat from yesterday to know what that means. Xenia, Coven of Bonkers, Googly Eyes and Pipe Cleaners. Yes, I've got mine. Look, I've actually got pipe cleaners and googly eyes.
Yay!
Ready for the next Kitchen Witch ritual. Yes, I have googly eyes. I'm very excited. It is a perfect description. Hi, Helen. Who else we got here? Sherry, this is so exciting. We are excited. We're hoping it's going to work. We'll see how we go. See how we go. And cake, obviously. Have I got cake?
No.
Well, we have cake. It's Pete's birthday this week. He'll be 60 on Friday. So we did have donuts today, beginning his birthday week.
I saw those. They're just
So
the
I have
best.
donuts. Although I must admit, not my favourite cake.
Oh,
But we've got
I
a Kitchen Witch outing Wednesday, and we've got
Mm.
2 cafes planned in the outing, I think. So there'll definitely be cake then.
oh yeah, you can't just do one. That's just silly.
Xenia, you could do ritual crafting for a whole school class. Yes, I have got quite a lot of googly eyes. Right, let's just sort Eric out because he's right. You're going to be good and be quiet. There we are. Here we are. Right. Okay. Oh, oh, right. Yes. Oh, yeah. We put this is on the Facebook student group because it's private, but we do stream it to YouTube now because I know some people don't use Facebook. But on YouTube, it is on a private link. So only if you have the link will you be able to see it. It's not open to the general public. Cos wants cake now. I've only got donuts, Cos. Is that any good? They are Krispy Kreme ones. Maria, every time I see Marmite, it reminds me of Pete. That is his favourite food of all time, Marmite. Humphrey says cake is good for you. Absolutely, Humphrey. It is the best thing in the world.
And if you make it carrot cake, then it's one of your 5 a day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Did you get one of them Jaffa ones in it?
No, I picked them for Pete. He doesn't like anything that's got fruit in it, so they're all caramelly, chocolate based, basically.
Lovely.
Xenia says, "Can we use Eric for divination? Ask him a question and read from his behaviour."
Sleep safe. He's shiny enough. You could use him.
He spends about 23 hours of the day asleep, so there wouldn't be a lot of answers. Hi, Lani.
Hi, Lani.
Right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm working from the Aliman Tarot deck. It is a large deck. I think there are something like 138 cards, something like that in there. So obviously there's a normal tarot deck amount of cards, and then there's lots of duplicates. It is a magpie tarot deck, so they are made every single card is from a different deck. So they are all different, and there are obviously duplicates. I think there's about 8 death cards in there, but they all have different meanings. I think it is an amazing tarot deck. I'm still getting to grips with it, but the only way you're going to learn to get to grips with a new deck is to use it. So that's what I'm using. Heather, what are you using?
I'm using the Oracle of the Antlered Road.
Nice. That the one that Susie Edwards Goose did?
Yes, yeah, which is now unfortunately out of print, but yeah.
Nice artwork. Ness, what are you using?
My trusty runes.
Basically little squiggles on wood then.
They're the ones I made.
Cool.
They're in my little pot that's got runes all the way.
Excellent.
It was gifted to me by Rachel, the pot.
Sue, what are you using?
I am using the Druidcraft Tarot tonight. My
Nice
old
artwork.
I always go back to.
Nice artwork.
They're a bit big, the cards though. I prefer them a bit smaller.
Yeah, some are difficult
It's
to
hard to
shuffle.
shuffle, but it should be okay.
Maria had a chocolate eclair for breakfast because I like being thin. I like your thinking, Maria. Everyone should have chocolate eclairs for breakfast. Little Miss Nemo, remember having Marmite sandwiches for lunch on occasion when other girls had more exotic fillers? School packed lunches. No, that's my husband's favourite food. Toasted Marmite. Toasted Marmite would be his end of the world meal. Toasted Marmite. Kath likes your potness. Xenia loves the Druidcraft Tarot. It is amazing artwork.
Thank you.
So here's how we're going to do it, she says. This is a trial for us. So if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations or feedback of any kind, that would be really useful. We're big girls. Got our big girl pants on. So don't hold back. All feedback is useful. So if you think something would help it work smoother or work better, then say it. Just say it. What we'll do to start, I think, is if someone has a question you'd like to ask, pop it in the comments and we will do a 1 card, 1 rune reading. And if we need a bit of clarity, we can always draw another one. And we'll see how we go. Kind of almost a quick fire kind of thing. But we'll see how we go. Maria bought Marmite rice cakes today. There's so many things wrong with that, Maria. Take out the Marmite and the rice and just buy cakes. Sherry is first in there. Look, Sherry's the first one that's come up on there. So Sherry Henson, what is my best path going forwards? So Sherry, we'll start with you. When either one of us has a line on it, we will just go for it. Oh. Anyone want to start?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Right, I've drawn Ansu's, which is rune of communication. So I think sort of you saying about the best sort of path going forward, I think that's sort of like chat to people, many people as you can. It's all communication, and that is also reading and things. So doing a lot of that, a lot of exploring, and talk to different people, try and get ideas, pick up different bits and see what resonates with you. That's what I'll go with for the moment. Something else might come along in a minute. So I'll just start with that at the moment.
I think I can back that up. I've got the Queen of Strays. I know there are random cards in this deck. This is the Queen of Strays. So it is cats, Queen of Stray Cats. This for me is about leaning on your family, leaning on your friends, helping out in the community. No one deserves to be alone. Everyone is worthy of being loved, being looked after, having friends, having family. So for me, this is about finding your community or leaning on your friends, leaning on those that are around you to help you with direction or moving forward. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to those people that you know. Someone might have an idea for you or help or support for you. But I think most importantly, it's about knowing that you're not alone and that family and friends are there for you. Anyone else?
Okay. Well, I got the Prince of Wands. He's charging forward to me. He's not hesitating. He's just throwing himself in there and offering adventure and loving life. Not worrying too much about where he's going by the look of it. Just, yeah, not hesitating. Definitely. Just enjoying life and rushing forward, and he's fearless, maybe a bit impulsive. Princes are also like the pages, they're messengers, and wands are transformation and passion. So wherever your passions lie, go for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I got the J.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So very much defending your own space, follow your own intuition. Jays are actually the ones that tend to sow the most seeds, acorns, etc. So yeah, whatever you're planting, go with your intuition, because whatever you're planting is going to come to fruition. Yeah.
Cool. Quick fire round, that one. Sherry, I hope that let's have a look at this. Sherry says, thank you, Ness. Oh, that's exactly where you're at. Good, Sherry. Yeah. Perfect reminder, Sue. Yeah, I think that is, hopefully that's given you some idea, Sherry. I realise this isn't in depth, but for us to get used to this and see how it works, we are going to do quick fire ones to start off with. We can always come back. So cool. Hopefully that was useful.
Oh, Marmite, that's it.
Kath Wallace is the next one. I'd love some insight, please. What do I need to know about my current spiritual and witchcraft pathway? That you're in the right place.
Yeah, if you're in the school, you're in the right place.
You found us. You're fine.
Well, this is a good one. I've just drawn Wunjo, which is the rune of joy and all good things. So I like that rune. It's a positive one. It's a sort of clarity, really, that, yeah, you enjoy yourself and try not to be too serious. Obviously, you know what we're like here. So, you know, we always like to have a laugh, and Wunjo is a rune of joy and positivity. So I would say, sort of like, you know, your spiritual path is you know, you feel it's making you happy, then yeah, you're on the right path. If you enjoy it and you get some satisfaction from it and you feel everything's going, you know, in a positive direction, then take from Wunjo that is, yeah, you are on the right path. And yeah, just enjoy it and go with it.
I got a Smith.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. So he's very much about transformation, hard work, but trust yourself, trust that what you're doing and you are going to develop and grow, maybe in ways that you hadn't thought. But yeah. So, yeah.
I got strength. This is more about inner strength, this card. And it is saying that not to be put off by anything that you feel is a bit difficult, to keep going. and you are stronger than you think. Keep going.
I've had to think about this one. It's the King of Swords. Actually, two jumped out. They fell out at the same time. I've got the King of Swords and I've got the Wild Hunt, which they're similar but different, if that makes sense. It's thrown me a little bit. Now, the King of Swords for me is all about your mind. It's all about headology, as Terry Pratchett calls it. It's about how you think and your thought patterns. And I think the King of Swords he's about structure. He's about organization. He's about routines as well. So I think for me, that's the side of it, is finding something that works with your routine and finding something that works, a structure that you can work with. The Wild Hunt is a weird one. It looks like a party time in that picture, which isn't what the Wild Hunt's about at all. I think the Wild Hunt is a bit of a warning to not be led astray by the shininess of things, if that makes sense. The whole idea of becoming a witch, I'm going to use the phrase Instagram witch, is that everything needs to be shiny and expensive and everything needs to look like you've just fallen out of an episode of Charmed or something. So I think that's just a little bit of a warning that it doesn't need to be, or in fact, it shouldn't be Instagram worthy. Witchcraft, life's messy, let alone witchcraft. So I think the King is all about finding your routine and finding your structure that works for you. And the Wild Hunt is just a little bit of a warning to be wary of the trappings of all the shiny stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. It's the card threw me for a bit then. Hopefully that was helpful, Kath. Let's go on to cause I'm struggling with overwhelming propping up of a couple of friends with serious stuff at the minute. What do I need to be focusing on to help? We've probably all been in that situation on one occasion or another with friends and family. God, without this lot on the screen, I would have fallen over in the last few months. Bless him. Right. So cause.
I've got the Crow. So that's again, it's about looking after yourself, not it's one of those ones where so there could be people around you. You need to look after your energy, is what this is saying to me. You need to look after your own energy as well. You could be giving out more than you need to. Crows are very much about, waiting for everybody else, like with this one where it's, he's waited for the farmer to cut all the corn and then he's come down to get his bits and pieces. But yeah, look after your own energy here is what I want to say with this one.
I've got Fae, which obviously it says the rune of wealth. It's not just monetary wealth. Fae also speaks about knowing your own worth and your own values. So yeah, it sort of follows on from Heather really, is know your own worth and look after yourself, definitely.
That was in my head before I'd even drawn a card.
Mine too, actually.
Yeah. I got a spirit going, herself. And I got the sun, and it's fab because it's got a llama on it. How cool is that? You're the llama, cause and for me, the sun is a good card. The sun is a kind of we have got the sun has got his hat on. The sun is a good ending to it all. It's a very positive card. Everything's going to be fine. But I think for me, the sun in this particular one is about energy. And I think you are the llama. to me, this is pointing out that you are the one that you need to focus on. It is absolutely brilliant that you are propping up and supporting your friends. We all do it, hopefully, to different degrees to each other, and it's fantastic. But ultimately, you are the most important one. So don't go draining yourself. If you have no energy, you're not going to be any good to anyone anyway. So I think it's being mindful that you're the most important person in this scenario.
Yeah.
I got the Seven of Pentacles, which shows the man harvesting some mistletoe. Well, harvest to me, it's got to be done at the right time. There's a right time to do things. There's and I think this is showing you that you've got to make the time for yourself as well.
Heather's card had a harvest scene on it too, didn't it, with the crow?
Yeah. Obviously, it's also growth, and I think I agree with Rachel. Everything's going to turn out fine, but you've got to make time for yourself.
Yeah.
And I think, like with the harvest, that sort of shows to me that it won't all go on forever.
Yeah.
Will sort themselves out.
Yeah.
And settle down, and that time will come to an end and a fruition, and you can move forward.
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully that was helpful. What have we got here? So Kerry McGee, I have a business idea going forward. Okay.
I love it when they come out and I get all
I can hear them. They sound like sweeties in a little bowl.
sorry.
Oh, was that your voice making that noise?
I can't keep them quiet. But I normally draw them. Unless I'm doing a cast, then I just I take a handful. But my morning I do a draw, it's like rattle around, whichever one sticks to my hand comes
I
out.
thought it was ice cubes in your gin and tonic.
Okay, so I got Henge, which is very much about celebrating. So whatever it is that you are thinking of going forward with, it's going to turn out well. There's going to be some hard work. Don't get complacent about it. If you think about building a henge, it took and it took a lot of people as well. So don't try and do it all on your own. Look to who can support you, who can advise you. Yeah, it's working together. But yeah, it's a celebratory card.
Right, I've got Isa, which is the ice rune. That is for me is just taking make sure you've got everything sorted before you move forward. Take a step back, take a moment, and make sure you've ticked all your boxes and dotted all your I's and your T's and things, crossed all your T's, and make sure that everything is as it should be before moving forward. Just sort of take that moment just to make sure that everything is in place before you move forward with it. And if you're happy with that, then brilliant. So, but it is just a cautionary to make sure that it's all there.
So I've got the Page of Pentacles. Bit of a gal, this one. She's a bit of a teen gal.
Look at that.
I know, she's cool.
It's brilliant.
Pentacles is money and success and material things. So we're definitely on the right path with the Pentacles, or coins, whatever you want to call them. I think with the Page, she is younger. So it is about first steps. I'm going to echo the make sure everything's planned and put into place before you move forward with it. Because she's young, and you know what it's like when we're young, step into things quite rashly and without thinking sometimes, or having perhaps everything in place. So it's definitely a positive card. You're definitely on the right track with your business. But it's about just making sure everything's in place properly before you move forward. But yeah, good card.
Was it my turn?
Yeah.
Right. I was getting lost in this card. I do like this card. I got the Ace of Cups, which is obviously it's an overflowing of emotions, but I also think the energy is flowing really lovely, like the water. Everything's moving forward. There's nothing holding it back. But cups are also about intuition, and I feel that you need to take notice of your intuition. It will point you in the right direction. Maybe don't listen to everyone else so much, friends and family that might be chipping in about what you should do, and listen to your gut and what's right for you.
Cool. So I've written down everyone in order. I'm going to read these out just so that people know that we've got you. We'll do Helen, Maria, Eva, Humphrey, Carol, Rosemary, Xenia. I've noted all yours down for now. We will work through those in the order. So the next one is Helen Marie Lang. Am I following the right path? Right, I've got the Four of Swords, which is quite a gruesome card actually. It's got lots of swords sticking through the little girl's head, which is delightful. But actually, when you understand the meaning of it, it actually makes sense. This is about self-doubt. So the Four of Swords is about not trusting yourself and your own abilities. This is about doubts that we place on ourselves. So you are doubting everything and second guessing yourself. So this card is really, nothing perhaps sticks in our heads more than the doubts and the anxiety that we place there ourselves. So the swords that we're sticking into ourselves, really, and they are perhaps the strongest ones and the most difficult ones to get rid of. This is about having faith in yourself and your own abilities. So it is about recognizing that you can do it. You can do whatever you want. You just got to let go of that self-doubt.
I think I'll follow that up with Kinaz, which is illumination, the rune of the torch, and clarity. And that again is showing you the way forward. Focus on what's in front of you, and don't have any sort of doubts. It is a clarity. It is sort of saying, am I on the right path? I think definitely you are, and I think that does sort of, like say, shine that light and does show you that the path forward is bright, and just keep going with it.
Yep, mine's the same. It's Fox. Fox is very cunning. He's a witness. He's one of those in betweens. He's in the liminal spaces, so he watches and learns from what's going on around him. So yeah, it's very much back with go with what's already been said. Yep, definitely. You're on the right.
I've got 10 of Pentacles, and it's a lovely card. It's very positive. So I'd say, yes, you definitely are. There's a lot of support, not just for the man in the middle. There's a lot of support for each other. These people are close. There's a lot of support for you, even if it's just us. Yeah, it's very positive, lovely card. Can't see anything wrong there. Keep going.
Yep, all good. All good. We have now the lovely Maria. All are things going to be more positive for me, please? That depends if you stop arguing with people. I can say that because we know Maria very well, and I'm only teasing.
Whose dog's that?
That's Denver grumbling.
Oh, is it?
Oh, grumbles at everything he does.
He's been in bed since ages ago, at 5 o'clock.
Wait, shush.
Hi, Denver.
People aren't allowed to breathe outside the door. He's a toad.
He's guarding his mum.
Yeah.
He is. He turned around there
I've
when you
got the
said,
trial.
oh, look at
Oh,
that.
lovely.
What a lovely
Yeah.
card.
And she's wearing
Yeah.
black.
Yeah, so definitely very protective, she knows things that other people don't know, but she knows when to share them and when not to share. But yeah, she's very protective, Maria. So yeah, very positive card. And as Sukha rightly said, she's wearing black.
Right. I've got Bakana, the rune of the divine feminine. It is about making sure you look after yourself. Although it is it comes as sort of fertility rune, but it also speaks to me of healing and taking care of yourself. Well, same with like fertility and new beginnings. I think, any situation that anybody is in at any one time, things change. And they don't last forever. I think it is sort of showing that sort of I'm getting nurturing and looking after yourself with this one at the moment.
I do the 9 of Swords, which it's not a pretty card, but don't panic. It is not a pretty card. There are 9 swords being thrown at the person. It is a miserable card. I will be honest with you, it's a miserable card, but I think this is more about how you feel, not about how the situation actually is or how it's going to move forward. I think this is representative of how you feel at the moment, that everything is against you. So I did draw another card, and what I drew was the 9 of Clocks, which I know it's quite random. I told you they were random cards. And the first thing this says for me is give it time. I think this is about recognizing that everything happens in its own time. We all do things in our own time. What you're experiencing, someone else might be experiencing the same, but it takes different time. Not everyone is on the same page as you at the same time. So I think this is about how you're feeling at the moment, and it is pretty miserable, and we're sending you hugs, obviously. But I think this is about give it some time, and I know that's not what you wanted to hear. I think this is about recognizing that it's happening and that it's out of your control, but give it some time. The people that are supposed to be doing things to make your life better will get there. They're just not on the same time frame as you at the moment. So there is a positive outcome it just might take a little bit of time, that's all.
I got the 6 of Cups, and it's a sweet card, and it is very positive. And I think it's a reminder to you to focus on the little things that bring you joy each day. Something tiny that just makes you smile, like giving your cat a cuddle, just little things. Focus on the positive, micro joy. Things that just make you smile.
Hang in there, Maria. It will get better. And we are here if you need us in the meantime, you know that. Onwards. I am realised that we are whizzing through these, but we want to try and get as many done as we can. Bear in mind, if you want something in more detail, we do free, more in-depth readings from the forum. So find the Hearthfire readings on the forum and put in a request for a card reading or a room reading. We will cover that for you. So the next one is Eva. What aspect of my life do I need to focus on to move forward?
Okay, well, I've got the oak.
That one came out quickly.
Yeah, so you from this you look as though you're at a crossroads. You're not quite sure which way to go, but you need to hug an oak tree, basically, either by meditating or by actually going and hugging an oak tree and trusting your own intuition and what comes to you from that. But yeah, it does look as though you're at a sort of crossroads, but you know which way to go. You just need to trust yourself with it.
I've got Jera, which is the harvest rune, and I think it's tying up any old business, any old loose ends, anything that needs tidying up first before you move forward. You can't move forward, and if everything that you haven't dealt with hasn't been dealt with. So yeah, I think it's tying up any old loose ends, sorting them out, and then once that's all done, then you can move forward. So if there's anything outstanding, anything that needs, any issues that need to be worked on, do those first.
I got 6 of Pentacles, which is a weird one for this, but I'm going with it. It's more helping other people. I mean, it looks like the old man's giving money to people, and I don't suggest you do that up there. But it is helping others and focusing on other people that need your help. Yeah. Let me know where that takes you.
So I've got the letter. And this one is all about communication. It is about talking to each other, talking to your loved ones, opening up a line of honest communication, which isn't always easy for a lot of people. But to me, this is about being honest with someone, opening up those lines of communication and clearing the air, which might echo some of the clearing up things and tying up loose ends, and something is sticking, and you need to clear that before you can move forward. So I would say, in answer to your question, what do you need to focus on? I would say communication. There's someone that you need to be honest with about something. There you go. And on to Humphrey. Will I find a relationship that is right for me this year? Oh, I'm throwing all kinds of positive energy at this one, Humphrey.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes me a while to shuffle because there's so many cards.
I've got Thurisaz, which is the rune of boundaries and protection. And what I'm getting from that is, are you putting up certain sort of defenses, guarding yourself a little bit? That's just what's coming to me with this rune at the moment. It's wise to be protective and not just, everybody does that, but maybe it might be sort of, there's some reason that there's sort of like the shields are going up, and sort of keeping your guard up. I would say to sort of ease off, open up a little bit with people, just a little, and I think that would help you.
I have a beautiful card. It is the Fountain. Humphrey, this card is, it's got a black background and it has blue shiny water literally coming out from the top of the fountain and splashing all down onto the 3 different levels of it. It's a really pretty, eye-catching card. And the water is very sparkly and shiny. It is a beautiful card. This card, I think, is all about quenching a thirst without wishing to be very carry-on film. It is about relief from a situation that you've been in for a long time. To me, this is saying that, the water quenches your thirst. So it is a very positive card. I think it's also about sitting for a while. Fountains are good places to sit by and contemplate. So I think this card is also about sitting and spending some time thinking about what it is you actually need or want. In fact, want and need are 2 very different things. So I think the Fountain is asking you to think about what exactly it is you need, and then making steps to make yourself available for it. But it is a very, very positive card, Humphrey. So, yep, that's a good one, I think.
I got the Sun, which is probably one of the most positive cards in the deck, and it's a lovely card. It's healing and happiness and all good things and abundance, but it's also confidence, and I feel that you need to maybe be a bit more confident in your, when you meet other people, and it, it's a lovely card, positive. I'm sure it'll happen when the time's right.
I got Kerr,
Cool.
which is she's very much about connecting, or reconnecting even. So sometimes it's to do with ancestral, but in this situation, I think it's got something to do with somebody that may be in your past, or it could be recent past that you need to deal with. Now, I'm not saying that that's the person that you're going to reconnect with, but there's There's some ancestral something, however connected or recent it is, that you need to sort out first. There's something that needs to be, there's some insight that needs to come from that for you to move forward, is what I'm getting from Kerr.
Excellent. Hopefully that's helped, Humphrey. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you. So Rosemary Kennedy Kinney says, is the eclectic spiritual pathway where I need to be? All right, now your runes sound like water going down a plug hole.
It's weird how they sound, isn't it? You hear them now?
I've got Rowan. Rowan to me is very much about support and protection. So in answer to your question, Rowan is saying, yes, you are supported, you are protected. Yeah, that's the easy one. It's about security as well, security and protection.
So I've got lightning in a bottle. Now, the chances of catching lightning in a bottle are fairly slim and probably quite dangerous as well, I would imagine. So I think for me, this card says, yeah, you are, it's such a slim chance that lightning would be caught in a bottle that whatever it is you're doing is the right thing. It's the right way. Not that lightning would ever fit in a bottle, but I think it's about trying, keep working, keep trying, keep following. Our pathways are never going to be straight. They're never going to be along the same exact point the whole time. Neither does lightning. Lightning is very random. But yes, I would say you are right where you are supposed to be at the moment.
I've got Eurus, which is supposedly was the first rune, and that came about, although we use it more for strength. It is sort of a rune that came about from fire, ice, everything, chaos, how it was. And I think that sort of says to me that you were saying about an eclectic pathway, the universe was brought together from all different bits and pieces, but all those different things together made a whole. So I think with, like you say, you would word that with eclectic, that, you take the bits and pieces that work for you and you work with those to make them work, to work for you as a whole.
I got the Chariot. And the first thing I noticed is the two horses, one's black and one's white, which obviously usually indicates balance, and it does in this case, but it also to me shows two different sides moving together in unison together. You're moving, just keep moving forward, you're going in the right direction, and the two sides are balancing each other out.
Cool.
Yeah, keep going.
So we are on to Carol. Carol Clapp Hayes. My question is, how can I further clarify my soul purpose with my place Riverwood? I realised I should probably be putting these up on the screen. That would have been helpful, wouldn't it? Next time.
I should get my reading glasses on so I can read them. That would probably help. I can see the screen all right, it's just the words are a bit small. I've got Winjo again, that's come out. And again, it's a rune of happiness and joy. And I think that sort of shows to me that, yeah, you are in the right place. And just sort of work with that. And I think that just sort of shows me that everything is where it should be with that rune.
I have the 10 of eyes.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's so bizarre. To me, this card is saying, stop looking for stuff. It is, the more we look for things, the more we look for excuses, the more we look for reasons, the more we look for problems, the more you'll find them. I think this card is about you're good. You're good where you are. You're good doing what you're doing. Stop looking for issues or problems or trouble. If you look for stuff, you are going to find it. You're absolutely fine doing what you're doing and where you are. So as for a soul purpose, I think this card is saying you're there. Stop looking for other things. You're where you're supposed to be. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
I got the Ace of Cups again, which is emotions, but it's also, I feel this time, it's not just your intuition. Take notice of any messages or any dreams and listen to your gut, your intuition. I think the answers are within. You know this. Yeah.
I got the Roe Deer. Very much about composure. Roe Deer is about being settled, being confident in where you are and what you're doing. And also having that feisty side, so that if you know that something's not right, you're going to stand up and be noticed and, stand up for yourself. But yeah, they're very much about composure. So basically everything that Rachel said.
Yeah.
You're
good.
Definitely on the right path.
Yeah, you're good. Stop looking for other stuff. You're good.
Yeah.
And on to Xenia. What should I pay attention to in my work environment? Any pitfalls? A certain colleague causing trouble?
I'm going to start off with haggle. It's a rune of hail and normally of destruction, but don't let that word sort of frighten you at all. It doesn't mean to say there's anything gonna. It is a rune of change. I think I think within work environments there can be changes and they can be quite frequent. But then that doesn't mean to say that that's a wrong thing. Change is good. So I think it's sort of being prepared for any changes that may occur. And also with hail is once it clears and everything's got it, what is underneath that, you can normally see the way forward. So I think it is expecting some change, but it will all clear and everything will be fine. It does end up a positive rune. But yeah, the changes can be good.
Okay, so I got reindeer. And rain again, it's to do with change. When you think about how far reindeer naturally move in their herds, it is about accepting that, depending on the season, things are going to change. But it is that herd. It's looking, if you've got somebody that's difficult around you, it's looking for the other people that are being affected, that you can herd together, come together if you've got somebody that's being difficult. So yeah, very much herd, and there is movement. There is definite movement.
Yeah, I would say stick with the people that you can rely on.
Yeah.
Like I say, that herd thing. Yeah.
Mm.
I got the Two of Pentacles. Ooh. So, firstly, I feel the card is showing that you're taking on too much. You're doing too much. I think you need to slow down a little bit. And I know that doesn't answer your problem, but I think maybe you're taking on too much work for yourself. The bottom of the card shows a sinking ship and a lot of black cloud. And I feel that you could just carry on doing your own thing. Don't worry about this other person. They're going to come to a sticky end. It'll all come out. I don't feel you have to do anything there. They're going to make their own destiny and it'll all come out, their behaviour. And things will get better. The top of the card shows the sky is lighter with a few little sun rays coming through. So yeah, focus on yourself, let them get on with it, and things will get better.
So I got the Five of Wands, and this basically, I think, sums up your situation. It's about stagnation. It's about not being able to move forward. It's about conflict. So it's not a very useful card to answer your question. It was basically just showing me the situation. So I pulled another card and I got a very, very beautiful card. I got the Star. So for me, this is all about hope. The Star is always a sign of hope. So it is about looking ahead. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You are stuck at the moment with this situation. But the Star is saying there is light at the end of the tunnel. It is about looking forward, thinking of the future, thinking how things will work out, making plans for the long term. This situation, this horrible situation, is short term. The Star says that long term, there's hope and it will all sort itself out. There you go. Right. All right. We will come back to comments. I'm just trying to get as many of the readings done as possible. Okay, so we've got Gail next. Gail says, what steps do I need to take to make my holistic healings financially viable? Should I start a woman's circle? Will it ever be a success? Okay, that's lots of questions, which are quite precise. So we will try and give you a quick reading. You might want to find the readings section on the forum. They Hearthfire readings, Gail, and request the reading on there, and we'll give you a more in-depth one for that. But we'll do a quick reading for you now. So, what steps to make a holistic healings financially viable at Women's Circle, and will it be a success? So I've got the 7 of Bells, which is a weird one. That's a lot of these are. There are 2 little pixies sitting in tree trunks at the bottom.
Oh, wow.
It is quite a weird one. This is about transformation. And I think it is perhaps a little bit about transforming from the real world into the other world, but it's perhaps also about transforming into something that you're not. Perhaps your life doesn't feel your own anymore, or you've been made something that other people want you to be. I know it doesn't seem to relate too much to your question, but maybe it does make sense to you. It is about taking on the needs of others before looking at the needs of your own. So maybe that does connect a little bit. It is changes, it is transformation, but I think it's about looking at what you really want to do, not what others want you to do, not what you think others want of you. I think this is about what you want. So there is transformation, there is change, but it has to be for you. Don't do something that you think others want. Do it because you want to do it. If you do it because you want to do it, then it will be a success. If you're doing it because you think others need it or want it, then it's never going to work out properly. This has to be something that you want to do.
I've got the 2 of Wands, which again, I'm not sure if this is going to relate to what's going on in your life or not. But for me, it's looking forward, focusing on the future and where you want to go with your life. It's a positive card, nice blue sky. So yeah, I think you've got to get your head straight and look forward, make plans, and focus on where you want to be.
I've got Ingwaz, which is the seed rune. And that is all to do with new beginnings and a new chapter. So maybe sort of like the Women's Circle, obviously, is all these questions are planting sort of like, there's different seeds in your mind as which shall I do? Shall I do this? Shall I do this? And I think you get a bit overwhelmed with it. I would say just sort of with that, sort of following on from what the others have said, there are sort of new beginnings coming up, but obviously make sure they're what you want, like Rachel said, rather than what others feel that you want. It is a difficult one because it does all sort of tie up with new chapters, new beginnings. So there is something new starting, but it's got to be for the right reasons.
And mine's going to back all of those up because it's the Sacred Spring, which is very much about you and your healing and your wishes. It's about the spring washing over you, washing away those things that you know that no longer serve you. So yeah, it's a very personal card. So yeah, I think there's things you've got to do for you first before you can go forward.
We'll do Gemma next. Nikki, yes, there is. If you've got a specific question, Nikki, pop it on there, and we will do you as the last one. I think we've covered everyone. As I said before, if you want a detailed reading, do find the Kitchen Witch Hearth readings section on the forum, and you can ask for a full in-depth reading that we do. We type it all up. We do the reading and then type it all up for you. So if you want a more in-depth reading like that, go and have a look at the forum. But we'll do Gemma next. But Nikki, yes, if you've got a specific question, pop it on there. So Gemma says, I'd like to ask if there's any messages for my general life path or areas I may need to focus on. Because the first card I got was this one again. Pain in the butt card. This one is about turmoil. It's a bit about strife. It's a bit about conflict, basically. Whether the conflict is going on at the moment or whether it's just a conflict. Yeah, whether it's the conflict in your head, conflict in your mind about something. But yeah, okay. Spirit. I think this is about conflict within you, not with other people. This is about conflict within you. So I pulled another card because that one's rubbish. So I pulled another card. This one's the King of Cups, who has the most fantastic hat, obviously, because if you're a King of Cups, you need a good hat. It's positive, but the King of Cups is all about emotions. So this is, for me, is about sorting out your own emotions. This is the conflict within yourself, and this is about sorting your emotions out to clear it, to move forward. So it's about getting a grasp on what it is that's causing this conflict within yourself, dealing with your emotions, and then you can start reaping that which you've sown beforehand. So it's about inner work and getting rid of that inner conflict to balance your emotions. And once you've done that, your cup overfloweth and you can start moving forward and reaping your rewards.
I mean, I'll follow that on with Thurisaz. Again, that's come up. And although it's a rune of change, it also signifies an awakening within yourself, a sudden realization of something. You'll suddenly get a light bulb moment. So that's what I'm getting from that one in regards to that question. Something will come to light very suddenly.
And I feel that I drew the Fool. You are not a fool, but this card is telling you to take a leap of faith. It's new beginnings, fresh start. Go when it appears. Yeah, just go for it. But be a bit better prepared. This person who hasn't got any shoes on. Yeah, so be prepared.
Put your shoes on.
And when that offer comes up, go for it.
So green woodpecker.
Cool. Oh, it's lovely.
Very much drumming to their own beat. They're an individual. You know, don't be influenced by others. Go with what is right for you. You are an individual. So drum to your own beat.
Cool. There's lots of comments coming in from people that we've done the readings for. We will go back and look at them afterwards. I just want to make sure that we get as many readings done as we can so we don't miss anybody out. So Nikki has asked, need to know where to put my focus at the moment. Nikki, that's a question I ask myself every day. Or where have I put my brain?
I'm not sure how relevant this is. I've got the heron. Heron to me is about patience and focus and standing in your own power. Tour and this Glastonbury tour is in the background in this particular picture. So I think it's about your spiritual progress, or it's about your spiritual focus. Yeah, I'm not sure how relevant that is to you, but yeah, I hope that makes some sort of sense. But it's about patience and focus.
I got Perthra, which is the rune of fate. And there are some things that we have no control over, which sounds quite frightening, but be guided, but that all things happen for a reason. It is a positive one. There's sort of is a mystery to that rune as well. So I think it's sort of trusting in the universe that everything is going as it should be. There may be certain things along the way which test us, but generally I think it's a good rune. And just sort of trust where you're being led.
I've got the Princess of Swords, and she is all about intellect and learning something new. So if there's something you've wanted to learn for a long time, or some skill you'd like to learn how to do, then now is the time to do it, to make a start. Yeah, new beginnings and intellect, definitely.
I had to redraw then because this bloody
Maybe it's for you, Rachel.
I think it might
How many cards have you got? And it keeps coming out.
158 cards in this one.
Uh,
Actually, Sherry's just made a comment. It's fascinating how the questions apply to so many people. They will do, because the energy is made up of all of us. So you will find that they will overlap quite a bit. But yeah, I'm getting rid of that one. So I drew another one. And I love this one. Look at this one. This is a lady completely naked. And she's even got hairy legs. Very close. She's got hairy legs. It's
I
the
thought it was a headless pig.
Oh no, she's not. You know, she's quite a curvy lady. It is the 8 of Pentacles, and in answer to your question, your question, Nikki, where do you need to put your focus? She's all about self-care, absolute self-care. She definitely needs to shave her legs for a start. But I think self-care covers so many things. It could be putting something in place so that you can support yourself financially, mentally, physically, spiritually. It could be the whole taking on a job that you love. It could be changing jobs because you don't like the one you're doing. It could be the basic self-care, but it is about putting your needs first. So I would say, in answer to your question about your focus, needs to be on what works for you, what makes you happy. Forget everyone else. This is about looking after number one. I'm going to throw that other card away. Right, there is one. Oh, Drew, you have just snuck in as the last one. We'll do a quick one for Drew, and then that will be the readings, and we'll go through the comments. But I say, if you want a reading or more detailed reading, do find the section on the forum, and you can ask for a proper in-depth reading. So Drew says, sorry, I asked the question.
I can't find it.
Drew would like career guidance, please.
Nothing but sweeties.
You ready, Heather? You look like you're bored.
Yeah.
I'm a bit I'm buying myself.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got a chalk spiral. Chalk spiral. And there is a waxing crescent moon as well with the pathway. And the pathway is you can't really see it very clearly, but there is a lit pathway. So yeah, I think basically it's about growth. So yeah, there's something that the spiral to me is saying that you're going round and round in circles, that you haven't actually found a definite path. So at the moment, you're just going round and round. But there is a path, there is a lit pathway, and then you've got the crescent moon. So to me, there is something that you are doing is going to suddenly lead you in a direction, but only you're going to know which one it is. Yeah, there's too much going on, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I got mine was a bit confusing too. I've got the 10 of discs. It looks like record players, actually looks like vinyl. I've got the 10 of discs, which is the 10 of pentacles. So it is about wealth and money. It is a positive card. Sometimes in a reading it comes up as a windfall or financial stability. It can also be a reminder that it's not all about money. Wealth, abundance come in other forms. And yeah, I think this is what it's about. I think this is about a reminder that it isn't all about money. Life brings abundance and wealth in the form of people, of family, of friends, of having a situation in your life that brings wealth. So it is perhaps thinking a bit further outside of the what brings me lots of money into what have I actually got? What is my time best spent with family, friends, the things that you've already got that bring you wealth. So I know that doesn't exactly answer your career guidance thing, but I think it is about just remembering that earning lots of money isn't always what wealth is. Wealth is about being with your family and friends too.
Yeah, I'm a bit puzzled with this one. I got the 9 of Wands. Again, it looks like there's a lot going on around you. And to me, this card is all about protection and focusing on yourself more and protecting yourself from what's going on around you. There's too much going on. You need to look after yourself. Sorry, that doesn't help with career, but that's the cards.
Yeah, I've got 2, which is the rune of sort of justice, the warrior rune, and bravery. But it's also connected to Fenrir the wolf. And so it would indicate that there's a sacrifice that needs to be made from you, really, for the good of others. That is what it's about. Success, if that's a word, can be yours. It is to do with sort of management and leadership skills as well. But there is a price to pay for that. It's not going to come easy. You will need to fight for it. And yeah, there may be some things that you will need to give up in order to achieve those. It's not going to be an easy road. So it might take a bit of work and a bit of sacrifice on your part. But with hard work and determination, you will get there.
Cool. So I'll go with we've gone way over our time, but hopefully we've read for everyone. There are some, I'll just quickly run through the comments. As I say, there is a section on the forum for free readings. If you want something more in depth, do go and have a look. Kath says, thank you so much. Massively resonates. Excellent. My path is undergoing a huge and unexpected change, so the messages of transformation, hard work, structure, and mental energy really help. Definitely easily distracted by shiny things, aren't we all? Yeah, Cos, your message was loud and clear, Cos. Look after number 1. Kath's loving seeing the different decks and how you read differently. Yeah, they seem, we all gone with different things, really. Helen, that's so true. I always doubt myself. Glad it had meaning. Glad it had meaning. Resonating, thank you. Eva, very crossroads sort of things now. The helping others actually makes sense, and communication. These are the things I'm struggling with. I'm glad the cards have been able to help. You're very welcome, Humphrey. I'm glad it helped. Rosemary, affirmation definitely lets me know that I made the right choice. Brilliant, brilliant. Xenia, yes, the Magpie deck is always good for a laugh. There are some very interesting cards in there. Carol, beautiful, thank you so much. And dear showing up absolutely confirms it. Excellent. Xenia, resonates very well. Conflict and other trustworthy people to rely on, very much appreciated. Accurate. Also, it is also interesting listening to the readings, and as Sherry says, fascinating how the questions apply to so many people, as do the answers, and that the readings complement each other so closely. You also have to remember that we have been friends for a long time, and we do work very closely with each other, so hopefully we bounce off of each other very well. You're very welcome. Gemma, thank you. Definitely helped. Excellent. Yes, Sonia says the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is getting thrown in the bin, I think. That's the nice thing about a Magpie deck. If you don't like the card, you can throw it out. Xenia, no shaving legs in the winter. No, doesn't happen.
It is strange that sometimes, you know, there are runes that I mean, I draw one out every day, and there's probably more than a handful that never come out. And then there's others, like you say, with that 5 of Swords that just certain ones come out all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously saying,
yeah,
will you please listen to me?
Yeah. So this is, once we've finished and switched this off, it will be available for replay, so you can play it back afterwards. If anyone has any feedback that you'd like to send to us, either pop it in the comments on this afterwards or email us. We'd love to hear any pros and cons, positive and negative, what you think worked, what you think didn't work. And as I say, if you want a more in-depth reading, do pop over to the forum and ask for one, and we will do our best to help. And we will hopefully do this again, because it didn't go horribly wrong. So it's all good. You're very welcome, Nikki. Oh, bless you, Sherry. Where students are fortunate in having you 4 again, separately and as a group. We do work well together, and I am very blessed to have these people supporting me. Love the energy. We always have a laugh, that's for sure. So thank you, everyone. Hopefully that has been helpful. It has been, I think it's been interesting for us too, hasn't it, to do? So, and thank you.
And it helps us as well to
we learn. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, everyone. It will be available on a replay. And as a hello.
He always knows when it's time. Time's up, doesn't he? I've noticed on Friday.
Yeah, you know, don't you? So yeah, hop on over to the forum if you want a more in-depth reading. We'd be very happy to help. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will see you all again. Do check the forum and check the student Facebook group for other events. We've got some more things happening just for you guys, and we've got a ritual as well. So do have a look for the events. Thank you, everyone. Take care. See you again soon.